Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
The biggest contest we've ever seen.
Seriously, what's the guarantee?
They're still talking about it.
I think it's time to put the rumors to rest.
Showtime!
$30 million.
$30 million?
$30 million?
$30 million?
That's $30 million guaranteed. 3 contests, multiple ways to win, no rate. Entry starting at $1,000. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Refreshing and goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you. Yes.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Lily Etter with Boise State Volleyball. On the court, it's all about setting up the perfect play. And right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is serving up the perfect deal during our June anniversary sale. In volleyball, every point counts, and this June, every deal counts too. At Lithia Ford's anniversary sale, we're setting you up with incredible inventory and competitive pricing on all your favorite Ford models. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where your purchase helps support Boise State athletics through their NIL partnerships and athletic sponsorships. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, rowpaint.com, and the Blue and Orange store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
What's up, Bronco Nation? Happy Tuesday to you here at Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. It is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026, and this is a live edition here from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Our title sponsor, as always, Lithia Ford of Boise. Get out and see Jim Sturk and Company this weekend for a new or pre-owned Ford vehicle. They got that anniversary sale going on. It's a Tuesday. That means it's Tuesdays with Tust, and our man Jay Tust almost referred to you as an employer you haven't been with in like a year. That was just a habit I've had for several years.
It's funny you say that, actually, because today marks 1 year at Boise State.
How about that? All right. Well, congratulations then.
Yeah.
1 year, Boise State, Bronco Studios. Host Jay Tust with us as always. 1 year. Wow. Time goes pretty fast.
Yeah. It's fitting to rip it up the blue on my 1 year anniversary. You don't get that added. Yeah. It's crazy. It's already been a year though. Yeah.
It's also the 8-year anniversary. Do you know of what happened 8 years ago today, Jay Tust?
Man.
8 years.
Anybody
got 10 seconds in the chat here. 8 years ago today, a monumental thing happened in Boise State athletics history. I was there to witness it, but I'm not the story. The story was what happened. Anything come to mind, Jay?
Man, I'm Garth Brooks.
No, I don't know if that was 2018. I actually don't know if it was to this day, but it is the 8-year anniversary, I guess, of this time of year. Chandler Hutchison, the first round draft pick in Boise State history, with tonight being the NBA draft.
Can't believe it's been that long.
Was in Brooklyn for that. Pretty cool experience. You and I had just gotten back like a month earlier from seeing Leighton Vander Esch, I believe, down in Dallas, and that was a whole crazy thing. And then you had that was a crazy historic kind of 8-week stretch or whatever it was for Boise State athletics. You get Leighton Vander Esch, and then you get Chandler Hutchison. Unfortunately, though, Jay, the Chandler Hutchison era didn't work out quite as well as the Leighton Vander Esch era. But that was 8 years ago today with NBA draft on tap for tonight.
Wow. Good call on that one, man.
And he's retired from basketball now, or is he still trying to play somewhere?
It's a good question. I think that he's done, but I'm not positive. I know that he was done, and then I think he was thinking about making a comeback, but I'm not exactly sure where he stands right now on that whole thing. You know, even thing about it is, BJ, even if, you know, as you said, maybe it didn't pan out the way that you wanted it to, the thing is, if you make it to that level, you can pretty much set yourself up for life, though. So hopefully our boy Hutch did that.
No doubt. And he was 2018 first round. I was looking at the last draft pick, though, was Justinian Jessup, correct? 2020.
Correct. Yeah.
So I mean, if Tyson Degenhardt can't even get drafted, I mean, it's a pretty tough pickings here for Boise State. But you'd like to see Boise State basketball, and I bring it up because of the draft tonight. You know, someday have another guy there, but that's been an elusive thing for Boise State. But Justinian Jessup, who is still playing, was the 2020, I believe, 51st overall pick in the 2020 draft.
Yeah, Double J can really shoot it. The Warriors,
huh?
Yeah, I think he's still going. He's still playing overseas.
Yes. So 6 years since Boise State's had an NBA draft pick. We do have a lot of people in the chat here celebrating the UNC loss to Oklahoma. Jim Anderson, Boomer Sooner last night, game 3 of the College World Series. Double O'Neill was on the Tar Heels side. Sorry about that. But College World Series now in the books, Jay.
I had my little nephew and my brother and sister-in-law went out there. That was
– oh, really?
I would love to go to Omaha one of these years.
It's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
I thought this might have been the year. I thought this might have been the year if Kansas could have pulled it off, but I bought a new hat thing, which I haven't even worn. The sticker's still on it here. I was ready to go for support the alma mater, and then I didn't realize they ran into the hottest team in history, and good for Oklahoma to end up finishing it off. When they had the walk-off against Georgia Tech, I was so pumped. Kansas gets to host. Oh, easy route to the College World Series, and then they won both games big time and rolled right through, and they finished 7th, Jay, I believe, in the SEC. 7th in their own conference.
Oklahoma finished 7th in the SEC and then won it all?
They had an under 500 SEC record. I know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a run.
Yep. We got the World Cup going on. People are in the comments here. There's all kinds of stuff. Jay, I mentioned this yesterday, but it's kind of a unique week here. Next week, we're starting our series kind of looking at 25 storylines, questions relating to the Pac-12, to the Group of 6, college football, to Boise State. And that'll kind of help lead us into fall camp. But this is kind of the last week here where there's really not a whole lot going on football-wise. But a couple interesting things I did want to talk to you about. You had the presidential finalist David Hahn in your studio for almost 30 minutes last week, I believe it was. So I hope folks have watched that. I wanted to get your take on that. But as you kind of mentioned in jest there, they are beginning the removal of the blue turf. I know next Monday is like they're going to have some media out there for an opportunity, and that is kind of the official removal of some of the pieces on the field. But I guess some of the sidelines and things, and there's prep work being done starting yesterday on the removal of this is the 7th or 8th edition of the blue turf, and it'll take about a month to get the new version installed.
Yeah, I believe it's 7, but I can't remember exactly. So it's the sidelines kind of started to get ripped up yesterday, but I mean you've been down there a million times, BJ. You know, like the sideline turf is different than the actual field turf, if you will, the way that they treat it.
It's more aesthetic to look better from the sidelines.
Yeah, it's also softer and I mean, like, it's just different, right? So, they were ripping out some of the sideline stuff yesterday with basically like a backhoe, right? And then whenever they come in and they take out the real stuff, it goes up in a very different fashion where they basically rolled up 5 yards at a time, and there's very specific parts of it now that have been auctioned off and sold that are going to certain.
Well, I was saying the sideline there, I believe is what our man Big Cat he purchased the 10-yard line, but then he went back and purchased a big chunk of the sideline. So that might have been his
BNN
area there.
And contributor Big Cat is getting some of the turf. That is correct. Yeah.
I don't know what he paid for that. He said he paid about $2,000 for the 10-yard line, but he did get some of the sideline, which they're going to run alongside of the Barstool offices, I guess, there. So that might have been his piece they were rolling up.
That might have been. Good point, man. There's a lot of it. Like, it's funny because in terms of those little swatches, by the way, like we've sold a lot of those. But it's also funny because there actually is a lot of blue turf to go around. So I know there's plenty more still available. And
collectbsu.com. You can go purchase your.
Yeah. I think it's cool. Are you going to get any in the BNN, man cave over there?
Probably not. I mean, I know you can see my walls are just littered with Boise State stuff here.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually just going to talk with a couple of the other Reigns family members, Nelson and Nelly, but we'll have them ask Dad for some.
I think I've told this story, but I do have one Boise State helmet in my house, and it's because I got asked to play one year in like a golf tournament. I forget what it was for. It might have been the football team alumni group or something. And at the last minute, the day before, they had an extra spot. They asked for all our handicaps. Our group actually was terrible and had one of the worst scores probably, but because of the adjustment with the handicaps, we somehow won. And the prize was a like old Boise State football helmet, like turned into kind of a plaque type thing.
So I have the look at you.
I'm forgetting his first name and I feel terrible. Ernesti, former player. Is it David Ernesti? I apologize to his family. I can't remember his name, but they have the Ernesti tournament in honor of him, and they give out, like, I guess Dale just takes out all the padding and puts the helmet, and like they kind of bolt it to this plaque, and that I can say I'm a golf tournament champion, and I have a Boise State football helmet in my on my mantle there. So,
man, golf. Why don't you put that in your BNN profile? Golf tournament champion.
Because it was a scramble, and I probably contributed maybe one shot, I think. And it was cool though, because we were on the long. I do remember the long drive. Jay was the first hole we were on, so I was the only one in our group in the first hole to put it in the fairway. So I had a picture. I got to put myself as the leader of the long drive competition. Because we were the first of the 30 groups to go through or whatever. So
184 yards, right?
Didn't hang on very long. No, I think the second group right behind us probably passed it, but I could at least for a little bit say I had it. But
that's awesome.
Yes, huge homer. I have Boise State merchandise. You knew it. So, Jay, the turf though, and there. I mean, I know it's a cool deal, and they are selling pieces of it and all that, but there is a lot of logistics that goes into it, and it's going to take about a month, and then they're going to paint it right away for Banana Ball. But obviously, getting the new turf, getting it down, the Pac-12 logos, the Ashton Genty, Kellen Moore hash marks. I mean, there's going to be some cool small changes to this one, but it's mostly going to look like the previous turf, except for I would have loved, Jay, to be the old school state of Idaho Bronco logo, or I don't know if you saw Don Day. I mean, you've probably seen this, but Don Day had a list that had some pretty cool ones. There was one that had just a massive Bronco head that was taking up like almost the whole field. That would have been kind of cool. But it'll look mostly the same when it's done, but it is going to be the highest technology and the highest quality version in terms of hopefully preventing injuries and things like that.
Yeah, and I thought, by the way, I'm off by one. I thought it's the sixth time I guess the Boise State blue turf will be replaced. So it was obviously installed in '86. So the seventh blue, sixth time it's replaced.
All right.
Installed in '86, and then updated in '95, 2002, 2008, 2010, and then they went 9 years after 2010. It wasn't until 2019 that they replaced it prior to this. So. And all that makes a difference. Like I don't know if you remember, BJ, but there were a couple fall camps in there where, there were a noticeable amount of like ACL injuries and things like that. And then they got the new blue, and it got way better. So now they're installing it again. And there were. I did see the article by Don, and there were some fun, mock-ups and things like that. I don't know how seriously some of those were pursued, but at least they were thrown out there by the company that was that's actually doing the design and putting in the blue. But it was it's kind of fun to go back and look at, in my opinion, and just kind of see some of the crazy things. I'll say this: at the end of the day, I don't know how much you want to actually change it. Like some of the stuff around the field, I was like, I could see that, but in terms of like the blue and the way that it looks, I think you kind of have to go traditional, especially when the Pac-12 logos are not going to be on it.
The only thing I would say to counter that is the whole reason it's blue to begin with was because, as everybody knows, our man Gene Blameyer was going to pay $1 million or whatever to put in another version of the green turf, and nobody was going to know about it or see it or care or talk about it. It was just going to be replaced, and it'd be great. So if you were to switch up the end zones, maybe to the script Broncos, or maybe for this edition, go to the old school logo at midfield with the Bronco and the horse. Like, first of all, if you don't like it, you only stuck with it for 6 or 7 years, and then you can go back or change it. But it's not permanent. But that would have been one way maybe. But they kind of did that with the hash marks, and people are still talking about it. But Sky agrees with you. It's too iconic. Leave the same logo. It's pretty awesome. By the way, Sky's also wondering, when does fall camp start? With the season starting a little bit later, Jay, I believe, is it like August 5th or 6th, or what? Do you know the first day of camp?
I mean, the first game is September 5th. Usually just go a month out, right? So I don't know the exact date, but if you said August 5th, that's a pretty darn good guess.
And will the climb be back? The blueprint, all that stuff that you're known for.
I don't know if the blueprints on this side of the thing now, but the climb.
Oh, that was a copyrighted thing over at the previous spot.
I mean, I came up with it. Don't get me wrong here.
Well, we know Austin will do way better than you could have ever done with that. So
what's that?
We know those guys over there at Channel 7 will do way better. We'll spend way more time and do way more with that thing than you ever could have done.
If anybody's got a chance, it's absolutely aligned over there. I agree with you, buddy.
Love those guys. All right, I forgot that you didn't carry that over, but you have like a whole fall camp something special, or
we'll do the climb again. Yeah,
is this the year we can get Bronco Studios, like with a little desk out by fall camp maybe, and maybe get the media roundtable that we were promised, a whole year ago with me and Johnny or something out there?
We got some things in the works right now. So It's funny because we've taken a break from our daily show, but we're still averaging about 3 breakout shows a week. This week might be a little different because we're working on some stuff over in Bronco Studios, and who knows, maybe he's going to have a newish look in the next few months.
Wow! So you're not going to be twice the size of your guests on camera with the
really
table
mean, BJ. That's really mean. It's probably a me problem, not a desk problem.
I can say that as someone that sat in that chair, man. It is intimidating looking up at Jay.
You're hilarious. Yeah, we'll see. We're trying some new stuff, so it takes time.
But you mentioned 3 breakout shows a week. One of those with David Hahn, the presidential candidate at Boise State. You had a chance for 30 minutes to sit there and talk to David Hahn about his vision, a sports fan, his background in sports, what he sees for the athletic department. We had Jeremiah Dickey on last week, and like the next day, I guess, after that was announced that he was the sole finalist, and Jeremiah talked about touring him around the north end zone and all the new facilities and getting to know him. And And I know, what's Jeremiah supposed to say? I get it, but it does seem like he genuinely feels excited and good about this hire. And we all know that Jeremiah, and that's a big, thing people were looking at in terms of his future and keeping him here was, getting a president that was going to value athletics and maybe do some things differently than previous, regime here in the past has done. So I want to get your take on Dr. David Hahn and what he brings to the table. But I want to thank a couple sponsors first that make Jay's appearance possible here. We'll start with Lithia Ford of Boise. LithiaFordBoise.com. Appreciate Jim Sturk and company. Get out to Lithia Ford this weekend. They got some great deals. You can view their full inventory online at LithiaFordBoise.com. Sun Cruiser, perfect for the golf course, perfect for a barbecue, hanging out, watching the World Cup. Sun Cruiser, real iced tea, real vodka. Get yours today at a local gas station or grocery store. Jackson's, Extra Mile by Jackson's, saving you up to $32 at Roaring Springs. Buy 2 Coca-Cola products. That's right. Just go in there and buy 2 Coca-Cola products. They'll give you a voucher for $8 off. You can use it up to 4 times at Roaring Springs from our friends at Jackson's and Extra Mile by Jackson's. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com. The S1 Management Group, Nicolason family. Appreciate them. And if you need no other reason, I mean, the food's great. The renovations to all their restaurants are great and the lobbies and things, but they just gave $1 million to Boise State within the last couple of weeks here. So support them, return the favor, get on out to Taco Bell and support the Nicolason family for their $1 million donation to Boise State. And of course, the Blue and Orange store, support them as well. They can get those customized jerseys available in minutes there at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame. And obviously they have the Allen Noble Hall of Fame location, but they have the location at the mall. The best selection, the best prices, the official in-venue provider of Boise State merchandise is the Blue and Orange store, and you can also get it at theblueandorangestore.com. And Jay, I do want to mention and shout out to ICCU as well. I have an old graphic waiting for the new one, but want to give ICCU a shout out. The best. I believe you're an ICCU member as well. They are now in with Bronco Sports Properties. We're seeing their logo back in around, and they've got some NIL deals and things. So I actually took the boys we tried tennis camp yesterday, Jay, and we were out at Owyhee High School for the tennis camp. When I dropped them off, I looked over at the football stadium, and it's Idaho Central Stadium, I believe, they're out at Owyhee, and I saw the ICCU logo. So shout out ICCU. They're doing a ton for the local community and helping with stadiums and scoreboards and things like that around a lot of the high schools. You probably see have video boards and scoreboards that have the ICCU logo on them because they built it for them. So shout out ICCU, appreciate them. And you may think you like your banking experience, but make the switch today, ICCU.com. And tennis did not go over well, Jay, apparently because both my kids apparently took it as an opportunity to just play home run derby over the tennis fence with the tennis ball.
My bad.
$5 to the Idaho Youth Sports Commission.
There it is. One of the only times I really played like organized tennis, which I actually really enjoy watching tennis, by the way. I'm just not my lateral quickness is it's escaping me these days. Let's just say that.
Pickleball.
Yeah, when I went and played with buddies, it immediately turned into home run derby. Yeah, which was fun, by the way.
I said, the first thing I said was, how'd it go? And then I look across the street and there's like 20 tennis balls that the coach was asking them to go pick up. And I said, okay. So we'll see.
Yeah, it looks like they're dropping bombs, though.
Yeah, I guess so. I think the football team, actually, I don't know if they still do that, but part of the Bronco Olympics, they would do the home run derby and out on the blue, and they would use tennis balls and tennis rackets to try to hit them into like the upper deck.
They've done that before for sure. I don't know if it's still a part of like this, Bronco Olympics. They mix it up. Yeah.
Dayton Robinson got some stuff from the Blue and Orange store at the Hall of Fame this past weekend. Awesome having that location at the stadium. Did you run into Jay Tust while you were there, Dayton?
Dayton, come on, man. Come on a weekday. Stop by the office. Say what's up.
Now, is it 2 to 4 today, or what's the? Is it 2 to 4 today, Jay, or what's the time where you'll be at the table with the Sharpie and the Glossies to sign for folks?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to watch out for pickleball moms. They're bashing people in the head with the rackets. Wow, I didn't know that.
Man, double O'Neill.
All right, so David Hahn, the presidential candidate. D-Ray says, great interview, Jay. Surf City Bill says, listening to the interview, he seems like a very likable guy. Let's hope he's as committed to sports as his other duties. What did you take away from David Hahn? Again, it's on the Boise State Athletics YouTube page right now. Folks can go back and watch that. Great sit-down interview with David Hahn. What was your main takeaways from the discussion?
I think one of my main takeaways, BJ, is just how approachable Dr. Hahn is. From like the moment he walked through the door, we were having a great conversation. we sat down and we just hit record on some cameras, and the conversation continued. But he's very accomplished, very approachable. He brings a noticeable energy as well that also, in all honesty, it probably did catch me off guard a little bit, but it was really fun to talk to him, and understanding that he kind of grew up in SEC country, meaning he went to college at LSU. He taught at Florida. Between those two stops, he lived in SEC country for 30 years. Most recently, he's been at the University of Arizona. He's the dean of their engineering college, and that they've had tremendous success in his time that he's been there, which he got there in 2019. So now he's the sole finalist to be the next president at Boise State. But I do suggest, I know it's our platform in my interview, but I do suggest going and listening, and you find out a lot about him and why he's pursuing this opportunity, and why him and his family are continuing to push further west, right? Like I said, from LSU, then they go to Florida, and then they wind up in Arizona, and now they're coming up to Boise, right? So, and then at the end, Jeremiah joins us for just a couple of minutes, and as you know, BJ, and I know you've talked to JD a number of times about this, the connection between the president and the athletic director is obviously vital at this point in college athletics. With so much chaos going on, everybody's got to be on the same page. And as JD says, ready, aim, fire. You got to attack these problems head on, and doing nothing is almost worse than maybe even making the wrong decision and doing something at times, right? So just to be proactive and on the attack, and like I said, as JD puts it, ready, aim, fire.
Somebody sent me a text that I was looking for, Jan. I found it was a transcript of a portion of the interview when Jeremiah was on our show, talking about just the previous administration and not getting too specific, but everybody can read between the lines on some things. But he said, guys, I've been very honest. The last 5 years have not been easy. He went on to say challenging in many ways, and a lot of that is due to the lack of alignment and appreciation for the front porch of our institution. He said, I've been vocal on that. He said, quote, we made more progress last year than we have in the previous 4 years combined, and that's a testament to the alignment and the intent and strategy in what we're trying to accomplish. So, again, you could put two and two together. He's basically said, Jay, that he hasn't even been able to go down to the State House, and he's gone down there a lot lately to get things done in terms of, some of the, what you call them, legislature documents and things like that, some of the letters they've sent and committees that he's now on and things. David Hahn, though, how do you think he is going to, from what you can tell, a lot, what is he going to be really heavy into athletics? He's going to kind of let Jeremiah do his thing. What do you think he sees as his role in all of this?
Man, honestly, BJ, that's a phenomenal question. And I don't even know if we know the answer to that. So
clip that off. We're still in the 10-day window, right? So, and it's 10 business days, by the way, which I had clarity because I thought it was just 10 days. It's 10 business days from the point that they named him the sole finalist to where that final vote will take place, to where he potentially can be named the 8th president of Boise State University. And in terms of the timeline, BJ, it does seem more than coincidental because, first off, that night, close of business on the 30th, the Mountain West era ends and the Pac-12 era begins for Boise State. And then July 1st is the beginning of the new fiscal year. So it seems like, those dates are all more than coincidental and significant. So it'll be interesting to see that dynamic unfold. I think that, we've seen JD given some autonomy this last year, and he has gotten after it. And it's funny because he goes from not really being, given, I don't want to say not being allowed, but I mean, it kind of wasn't like he wasn't really given access to the State House, at times. And now, man, BJ, during April, and I mean, it felt like he was living over there. It felt like every once a week
day,
he was posting a photo or something. Yeah,
like every other day. And so those relationships are super important. And then once you establish those, you can take it even to the national level. And we've seen him travel out to DC a few times now, and might have another one of those trips on deck here. So, I always appreciate Jeremiah's transparency, whether I've been in the colors or even before wearing the colors. He's always been really transparent and pretty honest with us. And I think that some of the stuff can get glossed over at times, but I think you're right, BJ. Like when he says he's been able to do more in the last year, like there's something to that. And I think it also shows when he is given some autonomy, like look what can be done. Like, holy cow. And man, is he fighting for the best of Boise State athletics. And, I know we have a lot of universities in our state that are all incredible in their own right, but this one's a little bit different in terms of the revenue generated, how much it costs to run the program, the return on investment, the $2 billion that Boise State, the economic impact, the nearly $400 million of economic impact that athletics has alone on our state. So, it's all about what's next around here. But I'm excited. Honestly, it's a super important question, BJ. It is in terms of JD and what he can accomplish here. So I'm eager to see that unfold, if I'm being honest.
Had heard that Dr. Hahn is a great fundraiser. This is important as well. Seems like him and JD will make a formidable duo.
You want to talk about a good fundraiser? I mean, every single year he's been here, they just continue to raise the bar in terms of, what they've been. And I work with right next to a lot of the BAA members too. What a friggin' phenomenal, hardworking group. And they just continue to set record after record after record. And I know we're going into the Pac-12. And, once you set a record, 6 game sellouts, 6 sellouts, all that stuff, you never go back in the other direction. And I do like that as well about Dr. Hahn's background. We talk about athletics, and he definitely has experience in the SEC, and he seems to really be supportive of athletics and all that they can do. Love the fact that Boise State student athletes, by the way, set a record GPA this last year, which he knew all that, by the way. I thought I was going to surprise him with some of it, but he knew all of it. But on top of that, his engineering background, I think that, knowing that Micron is so significant in our state as well, I think it's awesome to help foster all of those connections as well.
I know from folks at BSU, Trump had a major ego issue. She didn't like that JD had essentially stolen some of her thunder, hence why she didn't give him a lot of autonomy. Not going to ask you to comment on that, Jay, but I will just say I think it's fair to say people around the department notice at times how front and center she was in some big moments at Boise State, and I think people had maybe rubbed people the wrong way at times. We don't know. We're not part of that in that room, whatever. Everyone has their rumors, thoughts, but it's obvious, and Jeremiah has been a little more outspoken about some of that it wasn't all super peachy for the whole time that she was here. I think that's not making that big of a leap, Jay. Now, what issues were, whatever, I don't know. But we'll just see if Dr. Hahn is going to be leading the marching band out of the tunnel for a game. And we'll see if he's doing some of those things, cheering with the cheer team and things that we saw plenty of.
We will see.
All right, Jay, can you flip your camera around? See, here's the big thing about Jay. He does have the biggest office in the department, but it is the one office that doesn't have a window.
I don't have a window.
So, Jay, they're asking if we can get an update of the backhoes ripping up the blue turf.
BJ, you tell me if it's worth the risk. I think I will get internet service out here. I will pick this laptop up. And
I don't know. I don't want to get us in any trouble here. They're supposed to do the official media showing next week. I don't know if they want that out there or not. I don't know. I don't want to. We didn't get that approved by the higher ups. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Let's
that's probably a good point.
I'll make the decision to say you'll get it. I appreciate you saying you would have done it, but I think we'll buy a window. No, the window would be into the next office.
It would be in the next office. Correct.
The old Cody Gogler office. Who took that over?
Our BA members got it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's next Monday. I believe they're doing a big media tour showing of that. We can.
And again, just to clarify too, again, the real turf is getting ripped up next week. They're doing some work right now, but if I went and showed you, they're literally just scooping up dirt or
it's like the side right up against the edge of the stands and stuff.
Yeah, it's not the actual blue turf, so I don't even know how appealing it would be, to be honest with you.
They want some sunshine window for your office there, Jay.
All right, Skyship, get after it.
He has the biggest office in the department. I mean, his office is bigger than Jeremiah's. It's just the one that doesn't have a window.
That's not even.
Is that still the only thing you have on the wall behind you?
What?
Is that picture behind you, which I think was in there when you got the job, is that still the only picture on your wall?
Yeah, I do need to do something. And I'm thinking about collecting some Boise State memorabilia and doing some fun stuff with the office, but I kind of even turn it into maybe a little separate pop-up studio. But I am terrible at interior design, and I can't believe that I've been here a year and I haven't done much to my office. So I got a list of things to do before we really start to crank it up in mid to late July. One of the things on the list is actually make my office a little more inviting.
If you walked in there, you would think, like you said, this is your 1-year anniversary. You would think you started today.
Yeah, you probably could. Yeah. Yep.
The funny thing is, if you saw my bedroom in my house, it's very similar.
Yeah.
We spent all this time when we moved into our new house, everything where people are going to see it, and those are the rooms you care about and worry about, and then the private room that nobody sees, why would you waste any time on that? So it's got like one thing on one wall, and that's it.
That's hilarious, because you walk into your house and, man, you're like walking into, I didn't even know, Dave and Buster's.
That's where all the money, that's where it all went. So I that's all I care about. I don't care about the upstairs. But all right. Hey, Signature Roofing online, mysignatureroofing.com. Check out mysignatureroofing.com for all your roofing needs. Re-roof, you got a repair to your roof. Covering our community one roof at a time. Signature Roofing, estimates, inspections, all your roofing needs. Check out Signature Roofing, mysignatureroofing.com. Element Fencing, if you need a fence, if you need a roof, whatever, let me connect you with our sponsors. We'll get you the best deal possible. elementfencing.com. 25 years in the fencing business. Brady and his staff ready to help you build that perfect project from the ground up. They can do decks, pergolas, you name it. 631-2790. Check them out, elementfencing.com. Rowpaint.com, Andy Rowe and Company, rowpaint.com. All your painting needs, interior, exterior painting, concrete coatings, industrial, commercial, residential. They can do it all. Andy Rowe and Company. Check them out, rowpaint.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. 13 locations in the state of Idaho. Check them out at shopridleys.com. Ridley's Family Markets. We were out there in Star last week. I think I've told the story. We've got some stuff there on the way home after a baseball tournament in Middleton, pulled into the Star Ridley's, and it was an awesome experience. Brand new checkout kiosks there for the self-checkout. Everything was awesome. Prices were great. Loved it. So you may want to go to the big conglomerates. Don't. Think local. Think Ridley's Family Markets. And when you're thinking local, you're thinking Matt Bauscher. Bauscher Real Estate, 252-9877, BauscherRealEstate.com. We bought our home using Matt and his team. We sold our previous home using Matt and his team, and the customer service was unmatched. You get to meet everybody in that photo there because everybody handles a different step of the process, and they're like family to you. And then they have the tailgates for the football games and things you get invited back to, parties every year. You're part of the Bauscher family once you use them to buy or sell a home. So Bauscher Real Estate, highly recommend them online, BauscherRealEstate.com. All right, Jay, couple final minutes here. We'll see if we got any final comments on here. Are the Pac-12 playing the championship in Vegas? If you're talking football, no. It's going to be on the home side, I guess, of the top-ranked team, which will be decided. Is that before the flex game? I think I forget how they decided that, but they're not going to have a whole lot of time to decide that. Basketball, I've reported, others have reported, yes, it's going to be in Las Vegas. It sounds like either the MGM Grand Garden Arena, where Boise State played in the Crown, is what I've heard is the leading candidate. I believe the Mick Ultra Arena nearby is possible as well. But I think I saw who was the gentleman you had in studio a while back that was visiting from the Pac-12, the deputy commissioner.
Yep.
What's his name? All right, sorry, I put you on the spot here. Yes, that's on me. But he was doing the same thing he did at Boise State, touring other places, and he said that within the next 10 days they'll be announcing the site and the format and things for the basketball tournament in Las Vegas, and that was a couple days ago. So maybe later this week, maybe next week, Jay, we should finally be getting some clarity on the site and host of the basketball tournament, but that will be in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Rick Hart.
Rick Hart, yes.
Another fun interview. It was good that he was in town. That's a little deeper into the Bronco Studios archives if you want to go back and watch that. But I just think we're excited to get all this news to figure out travel plans and where we're all going to be over the next year, and
what's happening next week at the can you give us any insight next week for the launch party?
Yeah, I just think it's going to be a fun party. And I mean, I think that it sounds like there's going to be a couple little surprises along the way that I think will excite fans. I think they're, the big thing is obviously the move into the Pac-12, but there's going to be some other exciting things. I know RSVPs have been actually pretty well received about the launch party. So we're excited to host people over here at Albertsons Stadium. And, kind of like monster trucks, BJ, it's like one of those things where we live here, it feels like, for 8 months out of now I do 12 months out of the year, I guess. But, we basically live here for 8-9 months out of the year. And then those 3 months, we don't visit this place that often. So I said it at Monster Trucks. It's actually kind of fun when you have these like moments to actually come together, for even a non-game at Albertsons Stadium. And that's what we're planning, next Tuesday as we wave goodbye to the Mountain West and hello to the Pac-12. It's crazy how long we've been like anticipating this or talking about it, but it officially, comes to fruition here in 1 week.
I don't know the answer to this, but I think it is, right, Jay? Because maybe there's going to be some parts of it that'll be in the north end zone, I believe, or the concourse for some donors or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I believe they sent out a public save the date thing. So I believe some part of this, they're wanting everybody to come down. Yeah,
I think they do want RSVPs, but it is open. So if you want to be there, there's a good chance you're going to be welcomed.
Yeah, and that's originally there was some thought maybe they'll do something big in Las Vegas and get all the schools together the night before, when it officially starts. Now they're kind of breaking that apart, and we're still waiting word on media days or how they're going to handle that or lack thereof. It doesn't look like there'll be anything in person now, but it's kind of a weird first year try. I don't want to say you just got to get through it, but I mean they are trying to kind of go on the fly here, Jay, with some of this when it comes to things like that. And I was even I took my kid to that Horseshoe Collective basketball camp last week, and I was in the practice facility, and my 11-year-old son, who is smart but not that smart, even looked up and said, "I thought they weren't in the Mountain West anymore," and because they still had the Mountain West thing up on the wall. And I said, "Well, technically they are for another 10 days or whatever." So I mean, I had to think about it, like, because they hadn't, I guess they have to wait technically around. I know some of the shirts and stuff we've seen photos of have the new logo, but I guess in terms of actual signage, I don't know if that's stuff that'll happen, overnight or that right away the next morning. But I mean, there are some pretty big Mountain West logos around the athletic department facilities that are going to have to get swapped out.
Yeah, a little above my pay grade and outside of obviously my responsibilities, but I do believe you will see some noticeable stuff around campus, and who knows, maybe even through town in the next couple of weeks here. So
okay,
it's so funny, BJ, because we got to remember, like, there was ongoing litigation, which actually technically still is, I think, ongoing as they figure out the settlement exactly, or whatever's going on there. But some of it has been a little bit tricky, I believe. But either way, you're going to see before long here all of that stuff start to flip pretty quickly. And obviously, when the new blue turf comes in and is complete in another month or so, the Pac-12 logo will obviously be on it.
Now, I got to clarify this. My kid's very smart. He's not smart about conference realignment and who is in what conference. Yeah. And I've had to explain 20 times, maybe 25 times to my kids about, oh, well, how you guys do like a league season and those are the teams you play against in the league. And then you have a league tournament at the end of the year. Well, that's what this is with Boise State. They have a conference season, and then they go to Las Vegas and play a tournament, and whoever wins that tournament gets to go to the NCAA. And I think I've explained that about 20 times. And so my kids are very smart, but not when it comes to, and heck, I don't even know. I got my Lindy's magazine assignment the other day, Jay, and I'm looking through it for basketball, and I'm like, oh yeah, UC Davis is now playing basketball in the Mountain West next year. Hawaii's now back in the Mountain West for basketball. Like,
by the way, I was going to go pick up a Lindy's magazine the other day too. Can I blame you and your fee for writing for them? I remember when I was a kid, you'd go to the store and you get these magazines for like $4.99.
Yeah, it's a little pricier now.
And now it's like you're buying they're about as expensive as a book.
I don't do the football one. I only do basketball, so just wait and buy the basketball one.
I decided to pull back there at the last second. I mean, they're going to get my money anyways eventually, let's face it. But like I was maybe we'll kick it down the road a little.
Come on, go. You can.
They do a phenomenal job, I will say that.
You can only add $15 to your next check, so you can go buy it because I think it's like $14.99 now or something.
It is. Okay. It's
$14.99. Yeah. I have the basketball version right here. I'll make sure I get you a copy of that.
Oh, thank you.
Like, how about this? Last year's regional cover. Look who was on the
Tina Carmichael.
Wonder who it'll be.
Wow.
who it'll be this year.
I
don't know. Somebody asked about the assistant coach hire. We haven't heard anything on that, Jay. We heard the unfortunate news on Ty Rodgers. Obviously, I think tomorrow or Thursday there might actually be some availability with Leon, at least for the regular media. I don't know if you have anything planned or what for Bronco Studios, but obviously that was a huge blow losing Ty Rodgers, and we don't know the exact extent of that, but it sounds fairly significant. And I think you're hoping to maybe get him back at some point during the season, but it doesn't sound great, at least for the early part for sure. But that was obviously a huge piece. And do you know how that works, Jay? I mean, are they able to try to go find somebody else, or is that money gone and they're just out of luck? Or do you have any idea kind of what the plan is? Just push through without him and hope he comes back. But obviously he was maybe their most important addition and goes down with a significant injury.
I would argue he was. I would argue he was their most important addition, BJ, just because it felt like you put him in the middle and it was like it's complete. Like it just it all started to really. It seemed like it was going to sing. And it's super unfortunate. It's interesting. I actually interviewed Ty not long before practice started, and we were about to release it, and then that stuff happened, and so we kind of held on to that for a little minute. But then we decided ultimately. I did put something out last week on Bronco Studios. We were transparent that Ty was hurt, but we wanted Bronco Nation to see this interview because man. He's a great kid. Like he is so likable. And, I was told that if you want to talk about his character, he gets hurt and then he comes back to practice the next day just to be around the team. And again, from what, people around the program are saying, there's no way that everybody would do that. It just shows how much he likes basketball, loves basketball, wants to be a part of the team. You get a greater understanding about this kid. Like he's just been around the game forever. His uncle was Jason Richardson, who played in the NBA. When he was a kid, that opened up doors to meeting people like Shaquille O'Neal, who, he just kind of thought that that's just what happened when you were that age. No, it was actually really cool, when you're given those opportunities. But he's a really good player and a really good character. He will. I know it seems silly to say this. He's going to play a role on this team these next few months. It's just not necessarily the role that everybody wanted to see him in. So a little more on the sideline than on the court, but we'll kind of have to wait and see. I'm right there with you, BJ. We're waiting for an updates because this kid's a game changer. And as you see, if you go watch the interview. You're going to want a 20 jersey. He is so likable.
And he does have 2 years though, right?
Well, that's another thing. I don't know. I was going to bring that up too. Ross Dellinger tweeted out yesterday that they're supposed to vote on this 5-for-5 eligibility going forward. And it'll be interesting with a guy like Ty, because I think that he actually would choose, he would be grandfathered in,
yes,
I believe with retroactive rules, meaning
whatever benefits the student athlete the best. So that's what they would apply for the current student athletes.
Right. And since, we talk about these outgoing seniors that just wrapped up, now their eligibility is ended. So the NCAA is saying that it has ended. They're not going to apply to those guys. But if you still have eligibility, then you can go back. And the reason why I know that I'm not explaining this to you, BJ, and even I know a lot of our viewers probably understand this already. But in Ty's case, the reason why is you could actually still earn a 6th year of eligibility through redshirting, medical hardships, things like that, where he actually benefits, and he's a rare one that would benefit more from the current structure than maybe this 5-for-5 rule moving forward. But hopefully he gets back on the court, and hopefully it's all a moot point at the end of the day. Hopefully he plays this year and even next year for the Broncos.
So, yeah, he played 33 games as a freshman, played 38 games as a sophomore, then redshirted, and then you could say medical redshirted due to his situation last year. So they technically counted. He was a redshirt junior on their list. I don't remember exactly what Boise State would have called him, but the 2 years out should have been redshirt, medical redshirt, and he should have 2 years. So even if he's not given the 7th year, so to speak, if he were to not be able to come back this year, coming into this year, he should have had this year and next year. So I guess I'm not thinking about 2 years from now. I'm just saying, like, I think whether he misses this year or can come back and maybe play at the end, I believe he should have also, when they got him, expected to have him for another season. So you would hope that you would still have him at a minimum for the 26-27 season.
I think you're right on that, BJ. And I think, like, technically this year he would be a redshirt senior because oftentimes when it comes down to the medical hardship,
you apply for that later.
You apply for that later. So
and theoretically you could apply for a seventh year, I guess, technically for this year, maybe to get 2 years back. But at a minimum, you're hoping you would at least get him healthy and full for next year.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess at a minimum, you're hoping for part of this year.
Oh yeah, I think without knowing the extent of it, and honestly, I didn't even know that Leon was. That was some news to me. So maybe I'll see you at interviews in a couple of days.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything specific. I just know they were trying to maybe set something up for sometime this week to talk about it. So I know there's no day or time that I've heard, but I'm hoping that we can get a chance to catch up with Leon and see what he's willing to say. But and no news on the assistant coach either. I mean, you probably maybe know more that you can't say, but I mean,
no,
that's
I don't.
something I know a lot of people are, that's a pretty big, I think a big hire for a lot of reasons, Jay, if they want to get somebody in here that can really get this offense, on track. And also just from a fan perspective and a momentum perspective. And you've had, a little bit of disappointing bad news here with Ty Rodgers. If you can get a assistant coach that kind of fires some people up somehow and helps kind of get the momentum turned back in the right direction, I think that'd be big as well.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
If you can do that. I don't know if an assistant coach can be big enough to move the needle for one. No disrespect to any of the assistant coaches. I just don't know if it's that can work. But if it could, and there was a name out there that people knew or a name that excited people, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how big of a splash you can make with an assistant coach hire, but hey, they did a couple weeks ago when they announced Max Rice is coming back, who I saw over there the other day, and they got the cupboard's full with the exception of Duryea's spot at the moment. I'm sure they'll figure it out before long.
Jay, you mentioned kind of 3 a week on Bronco Studios. I mentioned the David Hahn interview. Everyone should go back and listen to that. Any other things in the works or previous shows or future shows you want to promote here?
I mean, it doesn't sound glorious, but yeah, we had some good interviews. Ty Rodgers, Dr. Hahn, Ashton Genty not that long ago. We might hit esports here this week.
Okay.
So just having a little fun with people that have really supported our program throughout the first year of Bronco Studios. Doc Haskell's a friggin' legend in his own right. So, but outside of that, just trying to build and move forward, I guess. And then we got the holiday. I will say this: a special show next Tuesday that will align with the Pac-12 transition.
And Ashton Genty, by the way, was in town for his football camp over the weekend. Not to drive the Smash and Genty truck upside down again, but. Which he didn't actually do, but that was the reason, I guess, on Saturday. So even out there in the rain, they were out having the Ashton Genty camp. So good to have him 2 weeks in a row back in town.
Actually, a friend had his kid go over there, and he was telling me that like he was just blown away with how genuine like Ashton was. Some of those camps that are organized like that, it's like literally a celebrity appearance. They wave, might be sign a couple autographs and leave, but apparently he really took his time with some of the kids and everything when he didn't have to. And
in the rain too.
Through the rain, all that stuff, which what's going on with this late June weather in Boise? Come on now. We got 93 today and then like 60 on Saturday. What the heck's going on here?
Yeah. We had that put a wrench in the Saturday baseball tournament last weekend. And I'm hoping, although I'm seeing, unfortunately, maybe this weekend, a little more rain possibly in the forecast. So hopefully not
Mother
the case,
Nature figure it out, man. It's summertime. It is officially summertime too, by the way.
Somebody did say, I can't find it here, Jay, but the last comment, somebody said you need to put a countdown clock on your wall, I guess leading down to the Oregon game maybe.
It's not a bad idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Clock person. No, I'm just kidding.
Jay, appreciate it, man. As always, somehow with really nothing to talk about, we got through 54 minutes today.
Hey.
So it always seems to work out that way. But
happy belated Father's Day to you and everybody out there.
You too, man. Hope you had a great Father's Day. 3 of them, man. Saw some of the photos and stuff, man.
I honestly think Father's Day might be like my favorite day of the year now. Like, you get breakfast made for you or something, coffee's delivered, you get awesome new artwork. I mean, look at this. I mean, what beats that?
How about that?
So
that's awesome.
I'll take that any
I have
day.
one still here on my wall. This is from like 5 or 6 years ago, but I still have the best daddy ever with my dog and my son there. That was a long time ago. I need to update that with the photos here, but
now they're just running the youth baseball scene in Idaho.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but yeah, we appreciate it, Jay. Thanks for coming on, man. We'll be checking the Boise State Athletics YouTube channel, Bronco Studios. Make sure you're checking for all of Jay's stuff. Thanks again to our studio sponsor, Sun Cruiser. Go get a Sun Cruiser this weekend, and thanks to Lithia Ford of Boise, Jim Sturkin Company. Again, the anniversary sales going on right now. Get out to Lithia Ford of Boise and check them out. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. Go subscribe, 50% off BNN. Appreciate it, guys. Take care.